performance. Nathan has performed with the Symphony Orchestra, Spartan Marching Band, Symphonic Band, Concert Choir, Choraleers, and I could go on the rest of the night. Please welcome Nathan.
Friends, family, colleagues, faculty, protagonists, antagonists, and supporting characters. After recalling a brief conversation I had with the great Dr. Gordon Ranaki, I have come to the revelation that life is a show. Last year, a student had asked him what he found particularly disappointing from his 100W class, which is the writing class. To which he answered that some students don't understand their final presentation is also a performance. Shortly thereafter, he divulged that even teaching is misconceptualized because people don't understand how much performance it really is. Trust, if I had to lecture early in the morning for an hour and a half on medieval music, I'm sure I'd pull out a sassy Guido d'Arezzo, impersonating, telling my students to talk to the Guidonian hand. But I digress. Upon the realization that the lives we all lead are our own personal spectacles, I began to think long and hard, reflecting on what I've been putting out for the world to see. For those of you who know me or know of me, you're probably aware of the various social media outlets on which you can peer and gander at the novel and often eccentric show that is my life. But for today and today only, you get a VIP, all access, non-refundable, backstage pass to that very show. As many of you know, my studies here at San Jose State haven't been the timeliest, so I found it rather difficult when asked to choose my greatest experience as a student here because there were just too many to recall. The nostalgia was overwhelming. We live in an age that is addicted to nostalgia with our 90s reboots, vintage clothing trends, and our throwback Thursdays. I admit that it's difficult to concisely summarize my time here because I've been here for so long. But I've decided to give you a few of my favorite Flashback Friday memories in no particular order. So here's to all. To persevering as one of the first male members of the San Jose State Marching Band Color Guard after getting beer cans thrown at me at the now extinct Candlestick Park by drunken 49ers fans. To help creating Pitch Please, saving the group from being named Spartan Groove, and eventually competing at our first ICCA quarterfinals. To finally passing Music Theory 2A after multiple retries, shout out to secondary dominance. And lastly, to going from a scared little boy whispering out Franz Schubert's Erlkönig on this very stage, failing my jury, to putting on the best junior and senior levels recitals I could have ever asked for. There's much to be proud of, and I must admit that I'm quite proud of. You see, these achievements were all in front of the curtain, center stage, informational, accessible to the public. All the while, backstage and behind the curtain, there was much more going on. I was getting my heart broken. I was struggling with bouts of depression and gripping anxiety. I was losing friends to addiction and partying. I was leaving rehearsal to support my sister from domestic abuse. I was watching my nieces grow up through Instagram to where they forget who I was. And I was afraid of it. Someone would see the color of my best friend's skin, get angry, and the next time I see their face would be attached to a hashtag in my newsfeed. I became homesick for a place that no longer existed, and I was losing myself. I felt as if the show was over. Canceled even. And how I got rebooted brings me to the real reason why I'm standing here. This isn't about me. My presence here today is not entirely for me to recite my experiences and achievements. It's something more profound. I stand before you as a representative of the graduates of School of Music and Dance here at San Jose State University. Each one of us is and has been running our own elaborate show for quite some time now, and I would like to express my gratitude to the people that keep us in business. Firstly, thank you to the families that support us no matter what we do, unconditionally looking out for us and always being there. You are producers, there since day one, helping us realize the ideas we pitch and kicking them into fruition. Thank you to my friends and colleagues, my co-stars. Working alongside you has all been a genuinely rewarding experience. Sometimes we may have our artistic differences and friendly competitions, but that's what keeps the show interesting. You are the only other people who understand what living the life of a performance artist is like, and I'm grateful for your camaraderie. And finally, the biggest thank you to the faculty and staff of the School of Music and Dance. You do all your best to repress what's behind your velvet bureaucratic curtains, to provide us the best education you could offer, even when the weight of the world is on your shoulders. You have provided a safe space for us to learn, explore, develop, and most importantly, fail. It is under your tutelage that I and my fellow graduates have become stars. You're the ending credits, the small print. You scroll by and people hardly recognize your work. But nothing would get done without you, and for that we are truly grateful. All analogies aside, I'd like to take one last moment to ask all of you to turn your attention and take a good look at every individual before me, sitting in these chairs. It is no exaggeration that I have witnessed and experienced almost, if not all, artists in this hall working within their element, whether it be playing, singing, dancing, conducting, composing, or teaching. This is my final and personal thank you for sharing your art with me and the rest of the community here at San Jose State. Within each you are qualities that I admire and strive to possess and continue to put out into the world. Thank you for leading by example. Now, it is time for me to give back to you all before my ending credits really start rolling. Here is a little piece of advice you may already know, but nonetheless, I will share a little school and music dance anecdote. Over the years, I've had the opportunity to be in various ensembles this institution has to offer. And there's one magic word, one common adjective that all the directors in this school reference, an underlying theme, if you will. And with that word in mind, I will leave you with this little bit of personal advice from me as a culmination of my years that I've spent at this university, in this department. No matter where you are going, what you are doing, or who you're doing it with, you must always remember to be fabulous.